to save this for the Millionaire Mafia back office. All right, guys, I'll get into it, and I know a few more people will jump on, so if you jump on this, just realize that you'll have to go back, watch the replay link, which we will upload into the Millionaire Mafia back office. Live webinar right now, fam. Okay. All right, guys, so now you know who I am, what I do, a little bit about my story. We're going to start off talking about influencer branding on Instagram. I've got a few different topics to go over, so if you have a pen or a piece of paper, you might want to write this stuff down, okay? I'm going to screen share in a second here, but I'm going to bring up a couple different things on the computer regarding Instagram. So when we're talking about branding on Instagram, there's two different ways to do it, basically, in my opinion. And the first thing that you can do is you can go, okay, well, I want to brand my business. You know, say my business is a travel agency or something like that. Well, if you are not known in social media, especially Instagram, it's very hard to grow a following. It's very hard to achieve a following. So one of the common practices, and even what I've done, is I look at it this way. I go, okay, I'm going to start off a brand. And that brand might be, you know, maybe I'm an affiliate marketer of something else, but I still need to brand myself because I need to be able to use my authority to sell that product, right? I always teach guys, and I want you to write this down, don't rely on a sales funnel or somebody else speaking or the owner of a company or somebody else's VSL or somebody else's marketing tactics or somebody else's anything. Don't think that that will sell you the product, okay? Like, that's a bad way to look at marketing. I'm going to move this so that way that light is not in the way. Don't rely on somebody else's VSL, somebody else's sales funnel to sell your product. That is not branding, okay? You need to be able to brand yourself. And many people, the first thing I'm going to say, when they start promoting anything, and I'm not just addressing affiliate marketers, okay? I'm just using this as an example. They start going, okay, well, I've got my affiliate link, and now I'm just going to push it to people. Now I'm just going to run 1,000 clicks through it. If you want to buy traffic, that's fine. If you want to send 1,000 clicks through it, that's fine. But personally speaking, I have never sold a single thing, whether it was literally a $1 product all the way up to a $250,000 car. I've never sold anything from there in between without branding myself and without having people know, like, and trust me first. You see what I'm saying? So when you are going to promote anything, build the value in yourself. Build the value in yourself. Show that to your client. Build the value in yourself. Have that vibe, have that energy, give off to your client, to your customer, and then have that value sell the product for you, okay? You can't just go straight to the product, pitch the product without having any prior value to that. Get people to know, like, and trust you, build value in yourself, then build value in the product, and use the value that you've built in yourself and the product to sell the product. The last thing, the very last thing that you're talking about is numbers, but the very first thing people usually go to is numbers. So back to Instagram. When we get off on our Instagram journey and we're going, okay, I'm going to promote this. I have a Shopify store. I'm going to promote, I'm an attorney. I want to promote my law practice and what I do. Maybe I'm a prosecuting attorney. Maybe I'm a DUI attorney. I want to be able to promote that stuff. Well, as an attorney, it's going to be very hard to develop a following on Instagram unless you want to spend big money, which if you're an attorney, that might be okay with you, or you are going to use your own content. And if you're not known, your own content is not going to take off very fast unless you have spent the time and the money to create what we refer to as viral content. A lot of us use content that's already out on the Explore page, right? We use content that Instagram has deemed viral. If you guys don't know what the Explore page is, because I know some of you guys on here are new to Millionaire Mafia or might have never seen me on a webinar before. The Explore page is that little magnifying glass right there. See, there's a little house and there's a magnifying glass. Now, if I click that magnifying glass, what's going to go up in front of me is content specific to content I've liked in the past. So Instagram is purifying the content that's being put in front of me, and it's showing me the single most trending, top trending, most famous, most viral content specific to content Instagram knows that I have liked in the past. So in short, it's putting the most viral content out there based on stuff that I've liked in the past. So if I click any one of these pictures, 7,991 likes. This one has 4,729 likes. This one has 1,785. This video has 206,521 views. The whole goal is to get on the Explore page. All I'm saying is that if your content isn't really cool, it's not going to get out on the Explore page. You see what I'm saying? So oftentimes what we do is we go, okay, I'm going to start off a brand. What niche will best represent my brand? And so I might go, all right, well, Millionaire Mafia. I'm a lifestyle company. We're a lifestyle opportunity. I'm into luxury. I like traveling. So I'm going to go, you know what? I think if I post luxury and travel type pictures, I'm going to be able to use that to best represent my brand, the image that I want to convey. Because when I do start promoting offers in there, when I do start pushing traffic, it's going to be very congruent with what my brand is, with what I represent, with the message that I want to deliver. So when I'm starting an account, I'm going, all right, well, is my personal content going to grow really fast? Do I have, have I spent the money? Do I have the resources? Do I have all this content, videos, and pictures stockpiled that are just as good as all the stuff we see on the Explore page? And I'm going to be honest and say, I have a few things that have gone viral and a few that I go, but I don't have enough to post 3 to 5 times a day. So what am I going to do? I'm going to choose a niche that best represents myself, and I'm going to use those type of posts to push my product, to push my brand, to develop my following much faster than being an attorney that is brand new to social media or has never built an Instagram account in the right way before and just starts posting pictures of him in the office late at night and Colt versus Washington and like these different cases and stuff, and your following is going to be very slow. So I'm going to go, I'd rather grow a little bit faster, use content that's already out there that will best represent my niche that's on the Explore page that is going viral. So that's what I do. I choose what content's going to best represent my niche, and then I go, okay, do I want to grow slow and develop a very pure, natural following over time that's going to take a long time because I'm not famous and I'm not known yet in the social media world? Or am I going to use content that's already out there, and as I can, start dripping my own content in that is just as high of quality or just as congruent with the content that I already have out there? For example, on my Millionaire Mafia page, 104,000 followers, I do have there's 500 pictures in there. I'm going to be honest and say that only about 32 of them are mine. Pictures that I've either shot, pictures of stuff that I've actually done or that I've actually owned or do own, or places I've actually been. Only about 32 of those 511 pictures or something like that are actually mine. But many people don't even do that. They just repost. And so I've taken the opportunity to choose a niche that represents my product and the message that I want to convey, and I started to drip my own content into there. So over time, I can transition into my own content as I start to live more of that lifestyle that you see on an account like that. I start to have more of those things that people have in the account that I'm posting pictures on, like Bugattis or cool yachts or fancy watches and nice clothes and different things like that. But you've got to make a decision. Am I going to grow slow, natural following? Am I going to invest big money to run massive campaigns to get the following? Or do I want to use the viral method where I can use content that's already out there to best represent my niche, grow faster, still achieve the targeted niche-specific followers, and then brand myself in the background to create that following, where I'm starting to drip my own content in as I can, as long as it makes sense. Does that make sense, guys? Just give me a yes or a no in here, and I'm going to dive a little bit further into that. But that's what I do, content to best represent my purpose and brand. And you can choose to use viral content, or you can choose to use personal content. It's just a matter of, do you want to grow slow, do you want to grow fast, or do you want to spend big money? Because we can do that too. You could approach me. I have some clients that are like, hey, guy owns Muscle Beach, huge fitness company in Venice Beach, California, has a huge marketing budget, kind of guy that can go, you know what, let's spend $200,000 on Instagram right now. What can it do? I can get you dang near 1 million followers, targeted through network growth. And that's an entirely different type of growth that we can do, but it's for people that pay big money. And if you don't want to pay $200,000 into a simple little Instagram account, then there's other ways we can do that without spending that type of money. Does that make sense? Okay, yes, yes, yes. Great. Branding, guys, I really want you guys to get out of your comfort zone with this. Another thing, I grew most when I had nothing, all right? So when I got out of my job, I literally was just sick. I'm just sick of going to work. I remember listening to Les Brown every single day on the way to work. I recommend you listen to 20 minutes of motivation when you first wake up. Your mind operates at 10.3 wave cycles per second. When you first wake up in the first 20 minutes of your day, that's when your brain is at its most impressionable state. That's where anything that you take in will subconsciously or consciously affect you. It's scientifically proven. But your brain operates at 10.3 wave cycles per second in the first 20 minutes when you wake up. And for those of you that don't know what wave cycles are, your brain is literally processing more information at that time of the day than it ever has. Listen to motivation instead of the news. Listen to motivation instead of listening to how many missiles Korea is going to build so they can bomb places like Chicago and Las Vegas and New York, okay? That might happen, but you know what? I'm going to focus on motivation and positive stuff right now before I give any attention towards North Korea, right? So listen to motivation. I listen to motivation every day. I'm on my way to work, and I kept hearing Les Brown saying, 85% of Americans, for example, admit that they are not completely happy with their job. They are singing the Thank God It's Friday song. They are dreading Monday morning. And the most heart attacks in America actually occur on Monday morning when everybody's getting up and going to work. And I'm like, man, that sucks because, I'm not in that position. I can't imagine what it'd be like to feel like that. And as I started getting more thirsty for making my own business, more thirsty for doing my own thing, more thirsty for living my own dreams, more thirsty for not getting paid $100 every time I sell a car and work 6 months to get somebody in through the dealership doors, and more thirsty for building my own dreams, being able to do what I want, where I want, when I want, with whoever I want, right? I just got depressed. And I got to the point where I decided to go part-time, working there 3 days a week, trying to figure out how to make money online. Still not getting it done, but I'm working literally 13 to 16 hours per day, 7 days a week, locking myself in my office. I would take a shower and have my phone in my hand, reading stuff, listening to motivation, and washing my hair, have motivation in the shower, eating a bagel in the shower so I could go out in the living room and just start working again and not have to have, an extra 15 minutes to eat. So I did that. I quit my job. And I just was depressed. I'm like, this isn't healthy for me to stay anymore. I'm done. I'm done. And a lot of you guys, I'm telling you, if you're working at a job right now and it's not fulfilling what you need, and you have bills and you've got all this stuff stacked up, and you're like, I can't quit. I got to have a safety net. I got to have a nest egg. I can only go halfway, 1 foot in the door. That is the worst way to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do that. When you have something to fall back on, here's what's going to happen. You'll fall back on it because you know you have it. Even if you say, well, I'm not going to, use it unless I need it. You literally are telling yourself you have it because you're probably going to need it, all right? You're telling yourself, look, I don't believe in myself that I can achieve what I am saying I want to achieve. I don't believe that I can actually do it, so therefore I do need $20,000 in the bank. I do need to be making $8,000 a month before I quit my job. I do need this. I do need this. I have family. I have college to pay for. I have kids. I have health insurance I need to pay for my family. You know what? You're hurting yourself more. Quit. I had $4,500 a month in bills. Guess what? I have $7,500 a month in bills now. $7,500 between business expenses and just cost of living and mortgage and different things like that. But I quit, and I put myself in the position where I had to win, where I literally had to win. I didn't have a savings. I didn't have anything to fall back on. The only options were go file some more job applications and work somewhere else, achieve the same damn thing. I was like, nope, I'm never doing that again. Or just figure it out. And I figured it out. But you're going to put yourself in the position where you literally have to win. You all have I know we're getting off on a little rant here. I'll get back into it though. You all have skills and talents and abilities that you already have. Every single one of you does. Rob Oberg, that's funny. Same last name. Sandy Watson, Maya, Kaylowin, I'm sorry, probably butchered your name. Nelson, Steven, Katerina, Afzal, Francisco, Howie, Katya, Sam, Bridget. You all have skills. Every single one of you does. But can you truly tell yourself, can you truly say to yourself, yes, I have put myself in the position where I absolutely have to rely on those? Can you say that? Because if you can't, you never have put yourself in the position to develop your full potential. Everybody has skills and talents and abilities that rely, dormant inside them, and they just never choose to develop them. So put yourself in the position, choose to develop them. I grew most when I had nothing. I grew most when I got outside of my comfort zone. And every single time I sensed myself getting comfortable again, I'm like, okay, time to grow, time to learn new skills, you know. So I really recommend that. Now, as far as getting out of your comfort zone in Instagram, here's the thing. If you're posting other people's stuff, which is fine, it's public domain, just give credit to them. If you find a picture or video on somebody else's page, look at the username, write your caption, do whatever, and then just say photo credit at that person's username. Avoids you getting into trouble, people getting mad at you, different stuff like that. But it's always good, so you won't have a problem. If you're reposting people's stuff, though, how do you look any different than the next guy? How do you look any different? You don't. You really don't look any different. So here's what I recommend that you do. As soon as you are able to create an engaging account, and many of you guys know this, for those of you that are not Millionaire Mafia members, we'll talk about that a little bit toward the end. But for those of you that know how to create an engaging account where you're getting thousands of likes, tens of thousands of likes every single time you post, hundreds of thousands of video views, hundreds to thousands of followers every single day. And when algorithms change, you're still able to adapt and overcome. As soon as you're able to do that, run traffic, drive leads, direct traffic. Whether you have 1,000 followers or 100,000 followers, start driving traffic through that account. Make sense? All right. If you want to begin to brand yourself, you should, from day one of the very first day of growing your account, you should be doing Instagram stories. You should be doing Instagram live. And as soon as you have created an engaging account that is actively bringing in a steady stream of followers, you should be utilizing call to action content towards the link in your bio. Here's why you need to do Instagram stories and Instagram live, not one or the other, but both, along with call to action content, is because when you look like every other account that is posting other people's stuff, and every other luxury account that has the same bio and the same captions and the same thing, or even anywhere close, just the same content for that matter, you're not any different than anybody else. You're not differentiating yourself between anybody else or any other account. And it goes the same in any industry. Part of the launch that we did back in October, I talked about Amanda and the silver car. Some of you guys might remember that scenario. I was a Hyundai sales consultant, okay? So imagine 50 silver cars all in a row. 50 silver cars all in a row, all the same year, make, and model, all the same options. There's 50 sales consultants for each one of them. So you got 50 silver cars all in the same row, the same color, it's the same day, the light is hitting them at the same angle, they all look the same, they all got the same options, they all have the same customers. We've just duplicated one customer down the row of all 50 of them. Each sales consultant is different. Each price on the cars are different. So the only two variables are you have a different sales consultant and a different price, but the cars and the customers are all the same. How are you going to sell that car? Your product presentation, the value that you build in yourself, the friendship that you create with Amanda, the product presentation where you lead her around the car, you're walking around, she's following you, you're in full control, you're explaining the features and the benefits and all of the options it has specific to what Amanda cares about, getting her in that car, we're going for a test drive, we're writing up the deal, we're closing it, and if we provided Amanda with the best experience, the most value of our presentation and the how she felt that day with how we treated her, we don't have to sell that car for the cheapest because we've branded ourselves as an expert on that product. We've branded ourselves as a top producer in that industry, and out of all 50 other sales consultants with 50 of the same customers and 50 of the same cars, we sold the car, and we sold it first with the best customer experience, and we didn't have to sell it for the least price. Maybe it was $1,800 more than the rest of them. It's no different with Instagram. You need to be going live inside Instagram, separating yourself from all those followers, because do you not think that those followers follow a whole bunch of other accounts that are just like yours? Sure they do. It's not like they follow just you. It's a very good point to make up. How many people do you see? Are you guys doing Instagram stories daily? Are you going live at least twice a week in your account? Are you utilizing call to action content at least 3 times a week in your account? Are you posting at least 3 to 5 times a day? Are you bringing in at least 200, 400, 800, 1,000 followers a day? Are you going viral every single day? Are you getting a constant flow of direct messages every single day? If you answered no to any of those questions, why not? Well, I don't like going live. Well, I can't speak well. Well, I'm afraid of what people will think of me. Well, it takes time. Well, it's effort. Well, I don't have time for that. Excuses. No. I didn't look at building an Instagram or getting into this by going, I'm afraid I don't really want to do that. I don't have time for that. That's a little bit extra work. That's too hard. If you were in this business saying it's too hard, I don't have time for that, I already know too much, no, I'm not going to do that, no, I can afford not to do that, you are an idiot. You are dumb. Get off of here. Go do something else. Go back to your 9-to-5 job. You need to be doing all you can do to succeed. And if you are just posting pictures and videos, it's not going to cut it. Your followers want to see a face. And I'm telling you that as soon as you show your face, as soon as you start actively engaging them, they are so loyal. They'll come back to you. They'll ask you questions. They'll be in your DM all the time. So here's what you do. Write this stuff down, guys. However you want to write it down, however it'll make sense to you on a piece of paper, okay? Do you guys have a piece of paper and a pen in front of you? Tell me yes or no before I continue. I told you guys get one before. You all know by now when I go live on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, you guys all know to have a piece of paper. Okay, Katarina says yes. Nelson says yes. Good. Post 3 to 5 times a day. That's the first bullet point I want you to write down. Post 3 to 5 times a day. Second bullet point I want you to write down is post a minimum of 3 hours apart. So if you post 3 times a day, you have a 9-hour span. All right, minimum 3 hours apart. Third thing I want you to write down is post a mixture of pictures and videos. All right, I would recommend a 70-30, 70% picture, 30% video. That's the third thing. So first thing, post 3 to 5 times a day. Second thing, post 3 hours apart. Third thing, post a mixture of pictures and videos, 70-30 split, 70% picture, 30% video. Fourth thing, mix up what actual post is the videos. Maybe the video is the first post on day 1, it's the third post on day 2, it's the third post on day 3, it's the second post on day 4, it's the third post on day 5, it's the first post on day 6. Mix it up, okay? Instagram likes when you're consistently inconsistent, because even if you're, say, automating your post or doing something like that, you're really tricking them into thinking like you're on Instagram, you're posting a video and then a picture, like you're consistently posting, but you're inconsistent with the type of content you post. Maybe it's a video, post 1, and then it's a picture, post 2, and then a picture, post 3, but then the next day it's a picture and then a video, and they're like, what? Well, he posted a video first yesterday, now he's posting a video second today. It just shows that little like icing on the cake, cherry on the pudding, that you're putting a little bit extra effort. And I swear, like I don't know for a fact, but I swear every time I do that, it seems like I have much better success and growth than when I'm not just consistently posting, but I'm like consistently posting the same damn things. They seem to really like when you're consistently posting, but consistently being inconsistent with what you're posting. You want to be consistent with, you know, colors and flow and the niche of the account. You don't ever want to switch up the niche. Don't put quotes in an account that's not quotes. All right. But like when you're switching up the type of content, the length of the videos, the what you say in the captions, like they really, really favor that. That creates value in your account. It creates authenticity in your account. It puts you a little bit of a step above than the people that are just screenshot, repost, screenshot, repost. You got to put in these little, I'm trying to teach you guys, like read between the lines. Think outside the box, okay? It's not a box, it's a triangle, it's a circle, it's a freaking octagon. Like who cares? It's not a box. Think outside of it. Now you got to start doing Instagram stories. Your Instagram stories should be a couple purposes. Have fun with your audience, build value, and pitch. And those should be the 3 things when delivering your message. You know, Millionaire Mafia, you want people to have fun. I want people to like see. Last week we were at a penthouse. I'm like, guys, check this out. This is awesome. Look, this hot tub's really cool. Like they don't even heat it because it's 105 degrees in Costa Rica. I'm taking a video of the penthouse that we stayed in. Like, this is awesome. No pitching, no click the link in my bio, nothing, right? Then like a couple hours later, I uploaded another Instagram story, or the next day, and it was just a picture that was like motivational. That was like, you know, you must be willing to work today for the things that other people won't work for. So in order for tomorrow to have what other people won't have, you know, or it's not the will to train, it's not the will to win that counts, it's the will to train to win. Post a little motivational quote in my Instagram story or something. I don't know what works for you. You got to do what works for you. All right. But I'm just having fun with it. And I'm using my Instagram stories to engage and utilize all resources I have on Instagram. I utilize Instagram stories all the time. A lot of times I'll make a post. And as soon as I make a post, I go upload an Instagram story. And I maybe take a screenshot of my account and I draw an arrow towards my last post. I'm like, guys, just posted. Go to my recent post, and see how you can win a free fidget spinner. Or I'll just make a simple quote that's like, guys, just posted, like and comment my recent post, tag a friend for a chance to win a gift card to your favorite restaurant. And I allocate like $100 per month budget or a $50 per month budget. I go get a little Amazon gift card or something like that. I upload it to Amazon. I get a little monthly expenditure I can have on Amazon. And every week I do a little competition. So I'll be like, I'll upload a photo of a Rolls Royce or something like that. I know it's a Rolls Royce, but many people don't. And in the caption, I'll put like, this car spent 7 years before it actually was even manufactured, 7 years in the design phase and engineering. The engineers actually thought that it was not possible to be able to produce this type of car. Sticker price on it is $553,000. I provide some value, okay? My caption doesn't have to just be like, rate 1 to 100. What do you think of this? Thoughts on this? Okay, screw that. Don't be like everybody else. Put some value in there. Turn your caption into a blog post. Be informative. You want to see an example of a really good account? Go to @Fathomless Life. I just put it in the chat. Fathomless Life when you get a chance. I would show you on here, but I got some other stuff I want to cram into this, okay? Fathomless Life. Guy makes his captions a blog post, and it's reflective in his comments. Instead of having a whole bunch of bot comments, hey, wow, my favorite profile on Instagram. This is really good. More content like this, please. Screw you, okay? Like, all of his comments are real. People are like, oh, wow, that fish is awesome. Like, I actually saw one of those fishes when I was in Australia, like deep sea diving or whatever. I saw a fish like that. They're like super rare, and they grow to be like 9 feet long. It's crazy. So scared when I saw it. And people like engage with that. Instagram rewards effort, not automation. Automation is fine. It's fine. Use it so you don't have to be posting all the time when you got other stuff going on in the day. You got to put in the effort, though. Don't use automation unless you are going to put in the effort and spend at least an hour a day on Instagram, actively in there, seeing what's viral, engaging with your audience, building value. You want to brand yourself? You need to build value. People don't give a shit until they know that you care. How are you going to get them to know you care? Engage with them. When people comment back every day. Spend 5 minutes going through your post that you posted that day. Look at the comments. People comment stuff, comment back. Engage with the positivity. If there's any negativity on there, delete the comments. If there's tons of negativity on a post, delete the post, okay? You got to screen that stuff. Instagram's like a baby. You got to nurture it. Make sure it grows right. You don't want it to grow up and become a criminal or not contribute to society, right? You want that Instagram account to flourish. You don't want a baby that just grows up and goes and starts like robbing a whole bunch of banks, right? Like, don't let your Instagram account be a douchebag, okay? Because if your Instagram account is a douchebag, it's because you treated it like a douche, okay? So treat it like royalty, and you're going to reap the benefits of the royalty inside Instagram. You will. You'll be able to make money. You'll have influencers contacting you all the time. You'll be able to network with tons of people that you never would have even perceived knowing or networking or even being able to be on a first name basis with. Instagram stories. Share value on there. Maybe you run a fitness account, and these are examples. Think of how it would apply to your business or your goals on Instagram or your goals in life. Fitness account. All right, guys, today's workout, I'm going to do some Jefferson squats. For those of you that don't know what Jefferson squats are, I'm actually going to literally take my curl bar or whatever, put it underneath me, right in between my legs. You grab bar one hand this way and one hand this way. You're going to point 1 foot forward to the right of the bar, and then 1 foot at a 90-degree angle. You're going to squat. You should be able to feel it in your hamstrings. You'll get a slight feel in your calf. Make sure to not keep your back arched. That's today's workout. Recommend that you guys start off with a 5x20. I'll see you in tomorrow's post. And you do like a 15-second video, value-based. And maybe 3 hours later, you upload something else. Maybe it's motivational. Hey, guys, just want to thank you for being loyal, dedicated followers of mine. If there's anything I can ever help with you guys, please DM me. And guess what? You'll get direct messages. Those are just chances to sell. Those are chances to build a further relationship, to get those people on calls, to close them on Facebook, to get them over to Facebook, to get them to add you on Facebook, to start engaging, voice message conversations, to get them up on a phone call, close them on your product, sign them up in your fitness company, get them a subscription, building more value, and then converting them into a sale. Those are chances to just show people that you care. Every time you post, you want to get some more authentic comments and likes so you appear like a real account, like a real influencer. Every single time you post, guys, just post it. Not every time, but once in a while. Do it once or twice a week. Guys, just post it. Like and comment on my recent post. Tag a friend for a chance to win this week's giveaway. Okay, and then that giveaway, who the heck knows? Could be a free shout out, could be a fidget spinner, could be a $5 Starbucks gift card, don't know. All right, but then at the end of the day, you pick a winner, and then you announce that winner in an Instagram story. So you've announced that you're going to be hosting a little competition or a giveaway. Do it once a week. Set up a $50 budget per month, $20 budget per month. You can't afford to spend anything? Okay, free shout outs, great. And when you pick the winner, announce that winner and tag them on a story, because then that story is going to go back out to all your followers, and they're going to see it, be like, wow, he does giveaways all the time. She does giveaways all the time. This is awesome. They're going to tell their friends. And I guarantee you, the effort's not going to be rewarded up front, usually. But you do that for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year, you're going to have brought in followers that way, because people are going to tell people, and other people are going to tell people. Stuff spreads so fast, guys. It's just like if you told a story in a room and there's 20 people in a circle, you tell the story to one person, it gets back to you. It's entirely different. But the whole point is, on Instagram, people are going to tell people, other people are going to tell people, other people are going to tell more people, and they're going to come to your profile. And pretty soon, if you're using stuff like bots and stuff to get likes and comments and stuff like that, you're going to be in an entire different place, because the natural engagement that you get is going to be so much more than what other people get with bots. You're going to be going viral just from authenticity. Okay, so just utilize these elements. Does that make sense what I'm saying so far? Just give me a yes or a no. The next thing is, any account over 10,000 followers that's a business account, you have the ability to attach a link in your story, in an Instagram story. And once again, Instagram stories can be pictures. You can literally take a 14-second video of yourself or whatever you're doing. You can flip the screen or whatever, and you can upload that. It can be any media on your phone that you have uploaded or taken in the last 24 hours, or it can be a picture that you take on the spot. You can add filters. You can do polls. Should I keep the beard? Yes or no. People can choose yes or no, and it direct messages you. You can use those polls to funnel traffic. Would you rather do this or this? Yes or no. You can utilize all of that to direct traffic. And once you hit 10,000 followers, you can actually put a link in. If you don't have 10,000 followers yet, you can just go on with a video. You can be like, guys, this is really cool. So actually, how I started out being able to succeed in my business, my first amount of success was in this. If you want to learn how to be successful like I am, learn how to make $6,432 in a single week, whatever, I'm using that as an example, you need to go to www.mydomain.com, www.nelsonschrock.com, www.charles.com, www.janine.com, and get them to go to that link. You can utilize Instagram stories to drive traffic. I'm going to tell you guys that if you are applying all these tactics that I'm talking about so far, for value-based content, posting value in your captions, posting content that best represents your niche, posting frequently 3 to 5 times a day, focusing on high quality content to get out on the Explore page to achieve the targeted followers that follow you because of the content, and building that value to create an authentic, highly engaged account, utilizing Instagram stories to drive more engaged, authentic likes and comments to your pictures and videos and content that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten those likes and comments to. Great, guys. Well, you're going to create so much engagement in that account. Post those little giveaways. Announce the giveaway. Announce the winner of the giveaway. Create more engagement in that. Ask people to DM you anytime if they need help with something or if they have questions. What would you guys like to see more posted on my account? Suits, watches, ties, or wallets? DM me. And you start using that engagement. All of those DMs are leads. All of those DMs are opportunities to develop relationships, build more value, and then sell the product. And then Instagram stories, you can drive clicks that way. You have no problem if you're providing this much value in your account and detailed captions and sharing value in your captions plus call to action to get people to comment, appealing to people's emotions. There's no reason that you can't do an Instagram story every day where you're pitching. Click the link, click the link, click the link. There's no reason why you can't run 500 clicks through your account every single week. Most of you guys would pay $500 for that. But just put in the effort. Would you rather spend $2,000 a month or would you rather create $2,000 a month? Like literally, it's as simple as that. The next thing that you can do. So I told you, Instagram stories for traffic, to deliver your brand message, to build value, call to action content. You have a video going on. You put the most hypiest part, the most energized part of the video, like girls are falling off the edge of a cliff or something like that. It's an illusion or whatever. People click on it. They start viewing it. You use that as a lead magnet. You want to achieve greatness. You want to work when you want, where you want, with whoever you want. whenever you want, wherever you want. Great. Click the link in bio. Join the Mafia. We'll see you inside. And you start driving traffic with that. My best day, I did like 1,621 clicks in a day off of that. Didn't spend a dime. It made me $7,250. Does this make sense, guys? Yes, no? Always got to have tea. Call to action content. Now, Instagram Live, the thing that everybody dreads, Instagram Live. We're going to hinder on Instagram for about 5 more minutes, then we're going to get into crypto. Okay, guys? Instagram Live. Instagram's 83% more engaging than Facebook, 63% more than Twitter. You've heard me say this before. Well, because of that, having 100 followers on Instagram is much more effective, has much more reach than just 20 friends on Facebook. So, for example, the last couple of days I've gone live on Facebook, I've actually been really, really good. I'll normally do like 15 to 25 people on a live. I've been at like 45 to 60 people the last couple of lives. It's been great. I'm building my Facebook engagement back up. But plain and simple, on Instagram, I have like 200, 300, 400 people on Instagram Live. And when I go live on Instagram, I can close a couple sales at $1,300, $1,500 when I go live on Instagram. Do I do it as often as I should? Heck no. I should do it more often. I'll make an excuse, I guess, and say I got a lot of other things. I don't have time for it. Well, I need to go live on Instagram more. If I was going live on Instagram more, I'd be making several $1,000s every single week. It's easy to close on Instagram, guys. If you're not good at talking, if you're not good at speaking, pull your head out of your ass and get good at talking and get good at speaking. I freestyle my way to this. Every time I go live right now, everything I'm saying, what I'm going to say 5 seconds from now, no freaking idea. It's all freestyled, okay? And it's just something that is acquired. You know, you just learn it. You learn to speak. You learn to talk. You learn to not care what anybody thinks or what they're going to say or if they're going to make fun of you, or they think you're ugly. If you have a burn on your face, if you have one ear missing, have half an eyeball, doesn't matter, guys. Speak. Speak. People don't care until they see that you care about them. People aren't going to buy your stuff in emails. They aren't. All this email list bullshit that we do, that's great. Why does it convert at 3% at best? Because 3% of people are going to be stupid enough or okay enough to buy your shit without knowing you. Unless your reputation speaks for itself, which, if I'm being honest, it doesn't speak as well as I want it to. It speaks, and that's what's made me the money that it's made, but it needs to speak a lot more. Can I rely on my reputation to convert 20% of my emails? No. Can anybody? No. 10%? No. 5%? Probably not. Maybe if you're Grant Cardone, but if you're not Grant Cardone, your efforts can be utilized a lot more effectively. Put a face to the name, put a face behind the account, put a face behind the username. Go live, do stories. Don't do one or the other, do both. And you can do the same thing with live. Hey guys, it's Ben from Millionaire Mafia here. Just want to thank you guys right now for being loyal, dedicated followers of mine. Hey, before we get into it, I actually have a competition. I'm giving away $100 to one lucky person on here. Here's how you got to win. You guys hop off this live right now, okay? You got to listen to the rules. You got to do everything right. I just posted really cool video. Go watch the video, like and comment on it, tag a friend, come back to this and say done. I'm going to pick one person that does that as a winner. You're going to get $100. And you can utilize those Instagram lives to drive your content to go viral to get 5,000 followers overnight. And at the same time, then you continue. Every time I go live, I have a purpose. And it's usually I'm going to introduce myself like I've already done on here, relate, build value, tell a story, pitch product. That's the 5 I do order. Introduce myself, build value, relate, tell a story, pitch a product. And that kind of midsection all goes together. Introduce myself. I'm building value. I'm usually building value by telling a story and being informative. I'm relating to you because I'm going to appeal towards certain things. Guys, I get it. I know that a lot of you guys are at a job that you don't 100% like. I know that a lot of you guys are viewing this because you want to be able to create more success in your life, create more wealth, create more money, create more opportunities. And I get it. I've been there. I've been through that. I'm not where I want to be. I'm just like you. I'm not any different. Blah, 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 blah. Pitch my product. All right. Those 5 things. Introduce yourself, build value, relate, tell a story, pitch. And on Instagram, you'll get so many more people on there. Out of 100,000 followers, out of 50,000 followers, out of 20,000 followers, which can be had within weeks of time, whereas Facebook takes months. Your efforts can just be rewarded a lot more. Go live on Instagram. All right, went through that. Told you, allocate a $100 budget a month. You can't do that? Great. Send them to the Millionaire Mafia free Instagram training. Send them to whatever. Do a shout out for them. You know, do something that way. Pick a winner, announce it. Build value in your captions. That is branding on Instagram. That is how you become an influencer on Instagram. And that's what influencers do. You take a guy like Tim Carceliev, for example, 1.2 million followers, put tons of effort into his account, tons of effort into content, right? And that was back when motivational content was viral. It's not so much anymore. That was back when there was less competition on the Explore page. It was easier to grow. And so a lot of these guys that, you know, I wished I would have gotten an Instagram game a lot sooner. It's very easy to dominate the space when only, you know, 500 million users were using it. Now there's a billion. Excuse me. So it was a lot easier back then to grow 2 million followers. I mean, gosh, it's just like Bitcoin, right? If you had known it was going to do what it was going to do, what it is doing, you would have invested in it last year, 2 months ago, 5 months ago, 5 years ago. You would have invested in it. But you know what? We hopped on the train late, but there's still room to win. So guys, Bitcoin. Who wants to get into Bitcoin now? Ben, don't you think since IG audience is much younger, they can relate to you better than some 50-plus-year-old? IG audience is much younger, but think about it. If you're Susie Orman or if you're Ellen DeGeneres or something like that, are you capturing an audience that is not branded to you? No. I mean, they're choosing to follow you because you're Ellen DeGeneres. They're choosing to follow you because you're Susie Orman. They're choosing to follow you because you're Oprah Winfrey, because you're Dr. Phil, because you're Logic, because you're Lil Wayne. Like, they're choosing that. And if that audience is a fan of you at 18 years old or a fan of you at 67 years old, so be it. Yes, Instagram is predominantly used by a younger audience. Facebook would be slightly older, and Google Plus would probably be the oldest, but it's also where brands are born. I'll tell you, for example, I'll go to a travel page. Let me just give you some insight on this. On my travel page, 63% are men, 37% are women. So 63% are men, 37% are women. Now here's what I want you guys to get this, all right? This is, remember this. On my travel page, 63% are male followers, 37% are women. 64% of my following is between the ages of 18 and 34. Now, my following is evenly spread out. 18 to 24, 32%. 25 to 34, 32%. So 64% of my following is between the ages of 18 to 34, but completely even. 18 to 24 is 32%. 25 to 34 is 32%. So just remember that, all right? And I only have a 2% following of 65 plus and a 2% of 55 to 64. Okay, but let's do this now. Let's go to Millionaire Mafia and go to my insights. Let's see. So 80% of my following is men, 20% is women. So 4/5 of my following on Millionaire Mafia is men, only 20% are women, and 39% of my following is 18 to 24, 29% is 25 to 34, all right? Entirely different demographics. Let's go to fashion account, men's fashion account. 78% is men, 22% is women. 18 to 24 is 38%, 25 to 34 is 35%, okay? My largest countries, my strongest following is United States, followed by India, and then Brazil. If I go over to Millionaire Mafia, so United States, followed by India, and then Brazil. On Millionaire Mafia, same thing, United States, India, Brazil. But if I go to my metal fabrication account, which is my metal fabrication business, where followers are very branded to me, I have a 41% US following, a 6% Brazil following, and then a 4% India following. Well, in Millionaire Mafia account, I only have a 16% US following. That's my biggest audience. So it just depends. They're branded to you. It depends on the content. It depends on the niche. I mean, you think of like big trucks and like lifted stuff and 4x4s and stuff like that. What country is going to most love that? the United States. You're going to get a whole bunch of rednecks. Now, if we look at BMWs and Audis and Mercedes, what following are we going to get from that? We'll probably get a lot of German following. They're made in Germany. They're German engineering. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the content. It depends on your message. All right. Let's talk about Bitcoin now. But we are not Ellens and Oprahs yet. So under 35 audiences, most of them though. Not necessarily though. If you think about it, if you're a lawyer, are you going to get an 18-year-old following you? No, you're going to get like people that need your services. You're going to get people that like are congruent with your message. They relate to it. So the age doesn't matter. It's who relates to you. If that audience is 18 or that audience is 68, it doesn't matter. People aren't going to relate to an AARP account if they're 18 to 34 years old. You're going to attract the AARP people, the 55 to 65 plus. All right, guys, Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin now. All right, we're going to spend about 15, 20 minutes on Bitcoin and we'll wrap this up. And as always, I've got a really special offer for you guys at the end. All right, so stick around. All right, cryptocurrency. I'm going to give you a little bit of an intro to Bitcoin real quick. How many of you guys have Bitcoin? Just comment yes or no. How many of you guys have Bitcoin? Just comment yes or no. Okay, Pascal has Bitcoin. Yes, yes. Okay, great. I'm going to give you guys all my wallet address and you can send me some. I'm just kidding. All right, I'm going to write down who said no. Kevin said no. Nelson said no. Steven said no. Katarina said no. Howie said no. Okay. I already have it sending now a few beats. Okay, yeah, send me 5 Bitcoin, please, Pascal. That would be great. Guys, for those of you that don't know what Bitcoin is or doesn't have any, 5 Bitcoin would be worth over 40,000 US dollars right now. Bitcoin, very simple. Simply was created because people got tired of banks. There's a lot of banks that were not allowing customers to be able to take their own money. There's a lot of huge hubs, central banks located in Germany. For some reason, don't know why, but many of them are located in Germany, all right? JP Morgan Chase has a huge branch there. Wells Fargo has a huge hub there. People are going into banks. Syria, for example, huge problem there. Going in, trying to withdraw their money. Banks saying, hey, we can't give you money. They were broke. They didn't actually have the money. They had spent the money. They lent it out. All that FDIC insured bullshit didn't matter over that. And people were getting afraid and going, what the heck? Like my money that I've earned and I've saved that I've trusted with a bank, you're not giving me. People wanted an alternative source. They started investing with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was actually created for me and you, me and Kevin, me and Sam, me and Francisco, me and Howie, Howie and me, Katya and me, Pascal and me, Charles to me, to be able to, I want to buy a coffee from you. I want to be able to buy this phone from you. Great. I'm going to send you Bitcoin. What's your wallet address? Instead of having a physical wallet, you have an online wallet. It's encrypted. It's secure. All right. So your Bitcoin is all electronic. It's sent and received via computers. The system that processes Bitcoin is called the blockchain. You could think of the blockchain as a wire transfer, okay? It's simply the electronic process of sending and receiving Bitcoin is done through the blockchain. It's just like a wire transfer at a bank, but it's blockchain with Bitcoin, and it works through computers and electronics, okay? So Bitcoin was generated for the sole purpose of person A being to conduct business with person C without having an entity B, therefore cutting out C, and it's only an A-B transaction instead of an ABC transaction where we need a third party, aka a bank. So it was the first decentralized currency. Allows me to do whatever the heck that I want with you as far as business goes, sending whatever money without needing a bank. Because so many people were going, you know what? I can't trust my bank anymore. You know what? I'm not able to invest because they're taking my money. They won't let me withdraw it. I don't like $35 wire transfer fees. I don't want to swipe my debit card on an ATM and pay $3. I don't want to have to pay $10 cashier check just to be able to send a cashier check, which they make me do every single time I send in my mortgage. I don't want to have interest. I don't want to have debt. I don't want to pay bills when the money's not there to pay bills. I don't want to have a $35 overdraft fee if the money's not in my account. I can only spend the money if I have the money. So it solves debt. It's also an international currency. It solves exchange rates. The Canadian dollar is absolute crap right here. Me as a United States citizen, I can go up to Canada. My money goes 25% farther. I want to buy a Lamborghini here for 200 grand, an Aventador, $210,000. I can go up to Canada. I'm going to be able to get that for $170,000, $160,000 with tax out the door. It's going to go so much farther. Deal with a little bit of import, deal with a little bit of tax. I'm still going to come out $35,000, $40,000 ahead. Solves that problem. So as a Canadian, you don't have to be like, crap, my money isn't good for anything right now. My British pound isn't good for anything. My euro is down. The Costa Rican colones is soft. The Thai baht is soft, whatever. It's an international value. So it solves exchange rates. Now, a lot of people are like, well, how can something that doesn't actually exist have a value? Think about it, guys. Your debit card's made of plastic. Your $1 bill is made of paper. It's paper. Your penny is a little tiny wimpy piece of copper. Nickel. The only thing that makes it valuable is somebody put a stamp on it and said, this is 5 cents. This is $1. This is $20. Here's a picture of our presidents, United States of America. This note is good for all debts, public and private. Well, guess what? Bitcoin is good for all debts, public and private. It's recognized as that. It's recognized internationally as a legal currency in almost every single country, except for some communist countries is that their government has such control. They're like, nope, not doing it. If you have Bitcoin, we'll just kill you. But all of you guys, you don't have that problem where you're from. Pascal doesn't have that problem. Howie Nelson doesn't have that problem. Igor doesn't have that problem. Sandy Watts doesn't have that problem. Monty doesn't have that problem. You guys don't have that problem where you guys are at. You're not in those countries, all right? You can legally obtain Bitcoin. It's recognized internationally. There's very few countries. You have like Nigeria or like the Republic of the Congo or Zimbabwe. Those are, or North Korea, okay? You probably wouldn't be allowed to be on here if you were from North Korea. So we don't have that problem, all right? That's what Bitcoin is. Now, it was developed in 2009. It started taking off so well that people started choosing to invest in Bitcoin. It took 1,787 days for it to go from 8 cents to $1,000. It took 1,787 days for it to hit $1,000. So it took, what's that for you guys, mathematicians and stuff in here? It took 5 years for it to hit $1,000. But think about this. It's $8,000 now. It took less than it took less than 8 months. 9 months, sorry. It took less than 9 months for it to go from $1,000 to $8,200. Huge. It took less than 9 months for it to go from $1,000 to $8,200. And for those of you that got invested early, there was a kid that worked at Domino's, bought $27 of Bitcoin. And in all the articles I've read on him, he is actually, people said that like he was a really stupid individual. Like he's just dumb. Made dumb decisions, wasn't the brightest kid, like literally was just a dumb person. And he turns into a millionaire. He's like a millionaire by 2013 because his $27 was now worth $345 a coin. He had bought like 8 coins. Let's do the math. I'll tell you what that is real quick, or you guys can do. So $27 divided by 0.08. You got 337 coins times 345. Oh wait, no. Hold on. It was 27 times point. It was $270 that he invested. It was 0.08 divided by 0.08. 3,307 times 345. $1,164,000. $1,164,000 what this dude was worth. Here's the thing, guys. Coming into 2017, Bitcoin was worth only $700. Your $700 investment would have yielded you a $7,500 profit because it's $8,200 today. And it's not too late to get started with Bitcoin, okay? It's just not. It's not too late to get started. So there's many different ways that you can earn Bitcoin, and I'm not going to go over all of those right now. I'm going to show you one really cool thing right now, all right? That's your intro to Bitcoin. What I actually want to show you is since Bitcoin got started, there's been all these alternative currencies. There's Ethereum, there's Litecoin. All these other entities came out with coins. They saw how rapidly Bitcoin was taking off, and then they exploited some of the faults of Bitcoin. And there's really not any faults of Bitcoin. But they tried to create coins that were more efficient, that were better, that served better purposes, that had different market values. There is DGB coin, which is a Microsoft coin. Microsoft said we're going to endorse it. It's going to be our coin for 2018. invest in DGB coin. It's a great coin. It's very low right now. It costs nothing. And here's what happens. How many of you guys have stocks or you're familiar with stocks? Just yes or no. You have a stock, you don't have a stock, or you're familiar with stocks? Yes? Okay. No? Okay. Well, basically stocks, so say Starbucks. You have $200, you invest in Starbucks. Starbucks is worth $50 a share. Those shares go up to $100. Starbucks does well, they run some marketing, whatever, they sell some more coffee, your shares are now worth $100 a piece. You had 4 shares, you now have $400, you invested $200, you sell the stocks, you've now netted $200. You have your initial investment plus your $200 profit. So you buy the stocks in cash, you invest in the stocks in cash, you sell the stocks for profit, you get paid back in cash. You buy alternative currencies with Bitcoin, the alternative currencies go up in value, you sell the alternative currencies, you get paid back in Bitcoin, very similar to a stock. There's hundreds, almost thousands, I think there's over 1,000 alternative currencies at this point. Screen sharing now. Share screen, share. Can you guys see my screen? Let me know if you can see my screen. I just want to make sure. Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay, great. So I'm over here in Bittrex. Bittrex is a exchange platform, all right? It is where you send money into Bittrex. You send your Bitcoin into Bittrex, all right? When you are in Bittrex, you have the opportunity to buy alternative currencies. So you see all these different coins, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, BlockTix, Powerledger, Ripple, Neo, all these different coins, right? And it's showing you this one went up 34% today, this one went up 9% today, this one went up 8.3, 11.7. These ones are down. Green means going up, red means going down. All these different coins. Now, let's just take a look. I saw Ripple in here. Let's take a look here. Let's go to Ripple. This chart in here is going to show you the life cycle of this coin, all right? So when this coin was created, it got international acceptance into the exchange. This is an exchange platform. Let's go here and we'll look at it since like the beginning of time. So I think we can do this. All right, check it out. So 2015, it hits, right? I'm gonna do this. 2015, it hits right here. 2014, excuse me. December 21st, 2014, it hits the exchange. Green means it's going up. Red means it's going down. You see this? These are called candlesticks. Green means it's going up. Red means it's going down. So it's moving into what we call a bear market, going down, going down, going down, going down. And then it's moving into an excelling market where it's going back up. It's going down. Excel, bear, 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 excel, bear, excel, bear, 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 excel, excel, etc. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you had invested in this coin right here when it first initially launched, you wouldn't have made tons of money because you can see that it started going down. But for example, if you had invested on 4/20 of 2015, look at this. Do you see where I'm hovering over 4/20 of 2015 and then you look straight to the right and it says 0.00003546. That number, 0.00003546, that's how much each one of these coins was worth that day. 0.00003546. Okay? Look at this though, 4/20, 2015. Look at this, 5/20 of 2015. 0.00004549. So guys, do the math on that. If you go, let's do the math on that. 0.00003, 4549 minus 0.00003546. You would have a profit on each coin of 0.00001. All right, now if we go to Bitcoin value, that's going to be practically nothing. I mean, I don't know. If I guessed, it's going to be like 9 cents or something. 0.00001. Okay, and then it was 1003. All right, it's worth 8 cents. Okay, you had an 8-cent profit, an 8-cent profit on each coin. So imagine if you at that time in 2015, when Bitcoin was $345, you had invested 0.1 Bitcoin, which is now worth $824 today. If you had invested a tenth of a Bitcoin, a $345 investment in this coin right here on 4/20 of 2015, when it was worth 0.00003643. I'm going to write that down, 3643. Bear with me here. I'm going to shoot this as an example. 0.00003643. That was worth 30 cents a coin. It's worth 30 cents a coin in today's value, for example. It's going to be proportional. And then you have 4549, right? So we go 4549. That's 38 cents, okay? 38 cents. So it went from 30 cents to 38 cents in the course of a month. And I bet if you broke that month apart even more, you would see that, you know, it went up a couple cents overnight and stuff like that, okay? So we look at that and we think, okay, 0.1 Bitcoin, which is $824. If we take that, $824, and we go, okay, we would have been able to invest in that coin at 30 cents a piece. We own 2,746 of those coins. We're able to make 8 cents on each one of those coins. You see what I'm saying? 8 cents on each one of those coins. So 2,746, 2,746 at 30 cents a piece. Now we're able to take that 2,746 times 0.08. We have an increase of $200 in those 30 days. Now that's a very small example to show, guys, but imagine if you had a full Bitcoin. You had one full Bitcoin at the time, $345. $345, which is now worth $8,245 today. It gets a little bit complex here, guys, but I want you to understand this. Each one of these alternative currencies has its own market, but it's directly tied back into Bitcoin, because when you sell it, you get paid back in Bitcoin, all right? Now, you would have made an 8-cent profit on each one of these Bitcoin, or each one of these Ripple coins. 8 cents. If you had invested a full Bitcoin, that's $8,245 today. It's huge, guys. So at 345 at the time, divided by 30, divided by 0.3, 1,150 times 0.38437. Guys, you would have had a 219, 345, 8245 divided by 345, 23 times. You would have profited $5,233. $5,233, guys. Every single one of these are opportunities to earn. Look at this. If you were learning this right here, day trading, this is what we call day trading. I know it's a little confusing, but if you were learning day trading, you see opportunities. Look at this. Buy low, sell high. It tanks again, goes down here. Buy some more. A little micro profit. Sell. It tanks again. Move this way. It tanks, it tanks, it tanks, it tanks. You bought down here. Sell up here. Look at these opportunities. Look at the opportunities to earn. Look at this. 420, low, high, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Look at the opportunities, guys. And when you start breaking this down more, if you actually start zooming in more, you see even more. Look at this. 8/12 of 2016, 9/11 of 2016. Look at this. I mean, there's so many opportunities in here. If you even go, let's cycle in over a 3-day window. Let's look at a 3-day window. So let's just take this for example. 1144, 1213. Can you imagine, guys? Look at this. Scroll over to the right here. See this bar right here? This whole chart over on the right where it says 24-hour high, 25 cents, 24-hour low, 23 cents. You can see how you easily could have started a very small investment and bought low, sold high, bought low, sold high, and kept building up your portfolio in, for example, this Ripple coin, to the point where you hold a Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin in Ripple. And if it goes down 2 cents, you buy a whole bunch more. And then it goes up 2 cents. You sell it, guys. And you now come to the point where you can just make micro profits every single day. You don't have to make big profits. You're making money if it decreases and increases a penny a day, because you're making 4 cents on the dollar. And a Bitcoin is $8,200. You have 820 opportunities to make 4 cents. 820 times 4, that's like $32. You have the opportunity, $32 in a day that you can make off of this now, off of a Bitcoin. It doesn't seem like much, but when you have rolled a 0.1 Bitcoin investment or a couple $100 investment into a couple Bitcoin, it speaks volumes. And then it can happen where you have a coin like, oh, let's see. Actually, guys, if I go back to, let's see, I think it was back in here. Yeah, up in here. There was a time when this coin, 1226, yeah, there was a time back when this coin right here was worth 44 cents per coin. And guess what? I owned it for 7 cents. I turned 1.2 Bitcoin into 8.3 overnight. And this is just one strategy that you can use. Obviously, for those of you that don't know Bitcoin, you might be sitting here going, holy shit, like this is over my head, guys. I offer an entire training that teaches you A to Z, how to get Bitcoin, how to open a wallet, what the best wallets are, how to get a Bitcoin debit card, how to live your whole lifestyle on Bitcoin, how to day trade, among several other things. I teach this, guys. So if it's over your head, that's something that you can partake in and join Millionaire Mafia with that. But guys, I just wanted to open your guys' brains up to what you could be doing inside cryptocurrency. Ripple is a great coin. There's tons of good coins. Ripple is a good coin. Dogecoin, which is DGP, Ethereum, Litecoin, all the pot coins like the marijuana industry. There's Potcoin. There's Potcoin. There's like MGTs, like marijuana coin, something like that. There's a whole bunch. There's THC coin, and I don't necessarily endorse stuff like that by any means, but from an investment standpoint, great things to earn on, guys. You can earn a lot of income with Bitcoin. You can earn a lot of income with cryptocurrency. And the tax benefits are great because it's not centralized. It's not monitored as heavily. There's a lot of tax breaks with Bitcoin. Take advantage of that, all right? I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to pop back to this screen. There's 25 of you guys on here. It's awesome. Hopefully you guys learn a little bit about Instagram, influencing, and about Bitcoin, guys. You can make so much profit with Bitcoin. I know a girl that has $38,000 in Bitcoin. And in the last 45 days, Bitcoin has more than doubled in the last 45 days, guys. 45 days ago, it was worth $4,000 a coin. One coin, you would have turned into $8,200. Half a coin, you would have turned into $2,100 profit. And so you can begin to see, guys, it's so easy. If you have any amount of Bitcoin, you can go inside a platform like Coinbase, where it's not only a wallet, but you can buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. And it's as simple as this. With Bitcoin, cryptocurrency gets a little bit harder, but very profitable. Very many chances to profit, because as you can see, I showed you multiple times in the cycle of a month, or even in a day, where you can profit. And guess what? That was one coin. There's hundreds of coins, guys. Hundreds, thousands of coins. And if you know which ones to invest in, what the purpose is for, what the market drives, how it drives each coin, you can make a lot of money, guys. But in Bitcoin alone, it's gone from 4,000 to 8,200 in just the last month, 40 days. It's gone from 700 to 8,200 in just 2017 alone. So get on that Bitcoin train, guys. $4,000 you buy, 8,200 you sell. It tanks down to 6,500, 7,000 again, which it will. Bitcoin works like this. It works like this. See that chart right there, that little line? It works like this. It goes up, drops down a little. It goes up a lot more, it drops down a little. It goes up a lot more, it drops down a little. Each one of those drops, buy more. Each one of those highs, sell. Each one of those drops, buy more. Each one of those highs, sell. See, it's $38,000 in Bitcoin. It's about whatever it was like 4.4 Bitcoin or something like that right now. Drops down to $7,000. So she buys all of it, you know, $38,000, sells all of it, right? Drops down to, say, $7,000, buys a whole bunch. Her $38,000 in Bitcoin or cash now is going to afford her to buy, say, 4.8 Bitcoin. Goes up to $8,400, tanks down to $7,200. She sells at $8,400. She then buys at $7,200 again, goes to $8,400. She sells, and each time she's making $1,000 on each Bitcoin. The amount of decrease, so say it goes from 8 to 7, and she has a full Bitcoin. She's making $1,000 there. Then it goes up to 9, and she sells, and it drops down to 8. She's making $1,000 there. She's taken her one Bitcoin, turned it into 1.2, and you keep stacking it. And you can literally take a small investment and just snowball it. And this effort, what does it require? Go on Coinbase, get the Coinbase app. 2 minutes a day, log in at night, log in the morning, log in the afternoon. Literally 3 clicks of a button and you sell it, 3 clicks of a button and you buy it. And sure, there's little fees because obviously they're going to take their cut for facilitating this. But guys, when you got to pay $100 to make 1,000, it's really not that bad. So very many strategies to earning Bitcoin. I wanted to really do kind of a hybrid webinar, so hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this. We got a few people on here, so I'm excited that we got a few people on here, guys. For those of you that are not Millionaire Mafia members, if you want to get set up with Millionaire Mafia, if you want to learn how to buy and sell cryptocurrency, how to diversify in alternative currencies, how to live your whole lifestyle with Bitcoin, how to have a BitPay or a Visa Shift card, how to utilize it, how to send long-term investments, short-term investments, how to utilize bear markets, because if you can recognize a bear market and you can find the lowest spots in bear markets, you're going to be able to make profit every single day. How to day trade, how to diversify in alternative currencies, long-term, short-term investments, passive income opportunities with Bitcoin, auto trading. Millionaire Mafia teaches that. If you want to learn how to develop a successful, highly monetizable Instagram account and actually become an influencer, learn how to make 5 figures per month with Instagram, learn 17 different ways that I have personally found how to make 5 figures per month, have the opportunity to be part of more webinars like this, because I invited a lot of people for free. This is stuff that normally only the members get access to. Be able to be a part of the Millionaire Mafia lifestyle. We just got back from a retreat and mastermind event in Costa Rica. It was amazing. We surfed, we zip lined, we had some really amazing food, met some awesome people, traveled through the beautiful countryside in Costa Rica. If you want to learn how to sell, you know, my 4 years in professional sales, being a top Hyundai sales consultant and learning how to sell, how to win friends, influence people, sales funnels, search engine optimization, all of this stuff, everything that you need to succeed. What's really cool is that the success rate in Millionaire Mafia is very high. 96% of people fail at making money online. 80% of businesses fail in their first year of business. And that's been a consistent fact for the last 2 decades. 80% fail in their first year of business. They don't know direct costs. They don't know indirect costs. I'm going to tell you guys that between my car payment and my bills and my mortgage and my cost of business and my cost of paying out people, I spend $7,500 a month in a 5-figure per month business, in a very, 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 very high 5-figure per month business. My cost of living, my cost of feeding myself, my cost of clothing myself, my cost of running the electricity to this computer, my cost of eating and drinking water and living in this house is $7,500 a month to live and operate my own business, and a business that has made me over $700,000 this year. And that's what I'm teaching in Millionaire Mafia Marketing and Affiliate Mastery, where you learn to be a top producer. You learn to launch products like rockets. You learn the art of email marketing. You learn the art of social media, Facebook and Instagram. You learn how to leverage Instagram, become a top producer in Instagram, how to monetize Instagram. Some of our members have made 6 figures in just the last few months. Many have. Many are making 5 figures per month. Many are making 4 figures per month. Many are not one of the 96% that are failing. Most aren't, guys. And cryptocurrency. If any of you guys want access to that and want to learn, you can get yourself set up today. Go to millionairemafiaempire.com. It's millionairemafiaempire.com. I'll type it in right here. www.millionairemafiaempire.com. Double check, millionairemafiaempire.com. Open up the chat. Go to that link, guys. Get yourself set up. You have a 5% discount for paying in Bitcoin, and the link that I just gave you guys right there is a 41% discount, all right? Normally, the entire Millionaire Mafia Empire, to have Millionaire Mafia Marketing Affiliate Mastery, is normally a $997 program by itself. You have the opportunity to get it for just $697 on that link I just sent you. You can get Millionaire Mafia Instagram Mastery, normally an $897 program. You can own the whole thing for $597. And you can have the opportunity to purchase both, plus get Millionaire Mafia Crypto Mastery completely free. It's normally a $2,241 program that you can get right now today for just $1,297. Anybody that takes action on that today, right now, here's what's cool. I'm going to offer you guys one-on-one free coaching with me. We're going to have a free session, 1 hour, where we come up with a daily method of operation, an income plan, a monetization plan, a goal plan, and an entire action plan to create the success that you guys want. So anybody that purchases any one of those products right now, today, not tomorrow, not the next day, you're going to get 1 hour of one-on-one free coaching with me that will be recorded, so you can actually go back and listen and take notes again. But I'm actually going to give you 1 hour of my time, free recorded one-on-one coaching with the purchase of any one of those products on millionairemafiaempire.com, guys. Doesn't matter how you pay, with Bitcoin, debit card, check, don't care. Go to millionairemafiaempire.com. Any one of those, Millionaire Mafia Marketing Affiliate Mastery, Millionaire Mafia Instagram Mastery, or the entire Millionaire Mafia Empire, which includes the Crypto Mastery course, you'll save 41% discount. If you get it right now today, I'm going to set up a one-on-one free coaching with you guys. I appreciate all of you guys being on here. I hope that a couple of you guys at least decide to take action on the offer that I put out for you guys. If you are tired of failing, if you want to be able to take your business to the next level, if you don't own a business and you're like, how do I start one? How do I get the influence? How do I brand myself? How do I launch products? How do I sell digital? How do I sell physical products? How do I rank on Google? How do I become a successful Facebook marketer, a successful Instagram marketer, a successful email marketer? What do I put in my emails? How do I write my emails? What's the science behind emails? What are the emotions that I have to spur? There's something called the 25 cognitive biases. They're biases that humans just as a species possess. And if you know these 25 cognitive biases, you can sell to anybody. You can pitch your product to anybody. You can win friends and influence with anybody. And the cognitive biases are actually pretty interesting. You know, it's something like, for example, one of the cognitive biases, I actually was taking notes on these last night. Curiosity tendency. Humans are the most curious species. You know, there's that saying, they killed the cat. And cats always seem curious. They're creeping around and everything, looking in all corners, getting into trouble that they shouldn't be in. Humans are the most curious species. There is an envy, jealousy tendency. We tend to be jealous when a member of the same species possesses a rare resource that we don't have. For example, knowledge. For example, money. For example, wealth. All the things that you want. A lot of times humans have a tendency to become jealous or envious of the things that they don't have, when somebody else as a member of that species actually possesses those. And if you know these 25 cognitive biases, you can sell, you can create success in any part of your life, guys. So if anybody wants to take action with Millionaire Mafia, www.millionairemafiaempire.com, 41% discount right now today. Any one of those products, I will get you set up one-on-one free coaching with me, recorded, to help you succeed, to hold you accountable for your own success, and to make sure that you're doing all you can do to create that success in your life. Whatever it is, you don't have to want luxury, you don't have to want 10 grand a month, maybe it's 5 grand, maybe you want to make $80,000 a month. I don't care. I'm gonna help you do that, guys. I appreciate you guys being on here. 5 minutes, questions. Anybody have questions? put it in the chat here, and I will answer them. And I hope you guys have learned a lot. How many of you guys got value from today's webinar? Instagram, Bitcoin, how many of you guys got value from it? Just comment yes or no. And if you have questions, please put questions in the chat here, and I will answer as many as I can in the next 5 minutes. We had you on here for about an hour and a half here, so I apologize. It ran a little bit long. Santiago, man, if I'm from Argentina, I don't have any money, how I work with this? Takes money to make money, man. Step up, figure it out, get some money, have a friend to loan you some money. I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. It starts with a minimal investment, can go a long ways, spent the right way, invested the right way, with the right amount of time and dedication. That would be my answer to that. Steven, please level up with Ben. You won't regret it. Awesome. Katarina, I'm glad that you got value from it. Nelson, yes. Howie, yes. Igor, yes. Nick, yes. Sam, yes. Steven, appreciate it. Questions, guys. Do any of you guys have questions before we get off of here? 3 minutes. Anybody have questions? Let me know if anybody have questions. Need to drink some tea. Nobody? Everybody quiet all of a sudden? Howie, can you lend me some money? Nah. Who has questions? Anybody? Nobody have questions? Come on, people. I know you got questions. Thank you. This was great. Will there be a replay? Katya, yes. I'm going to upload this. It's got a render, but I'm going to upload this into the Millionaire Mafia back office. So we try to do these webinars often. I'm trying to do them like twice a month at least, if not more often. But yeah, they're going to be uploaded into the Millionaire Mafia members back office when you log in. Okay. Let's see. Will you be friends so I can borrow money to invest in your products? How I process money to my bank account. What do you mean? How do you process money to your bank account? I'm not clear on that. If anything, add me on Facebook and message me, Santiago. Oh, we'll talk. Hopefully some of you guys take action on the offer I put out there. I love to do one-on-one coaching. Can be really effective for people. It is really effective for people. I like to come up with documents for people. It's recorded. So I really like to come up with stuff specific to my particular client, my particular customer, because everybody has different goals. Some people have brick and mortar businesses. Some people are affiliates. Some people have like a brand they're launching. I've worked with clothing brands, doctors, bracelet companies, top affiliates, health and wellness companies, tea companies, nutrition companies, affiliate marketers, internet marketers, social media marketers, Facebook marketers, a lot of different people, Shopify, e-commerce. And so everybody's goals are different. It's really fun to actually come up with strategies that are going to help. I know Patrick Batista, for example, he has an Instagram account that he's using for Shopify leads. And he's like, man, what do I do to create an engaging Instagram account that's going to go viral, and how do I grow fast? And he's like 3 months into an account. He's at 3 months into menswear guide. Let me see. He's 3 months into menswear guide on Instagram, and the other day it had like 80 something menswear guide. He's at 80,200 followers. Established July 25th. So August 25th, September 25th, October 25th, November 25th. So he's growing 20,000 followers a month. Huge, huge. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys being on here. I'll let it run for another 60 seconds. If anybody has any other questions, shoot them now. Other than that, we're going to get off here. Igor, appreciate you being on here. Rob Oberg, crazy that somebody else has the same last name as me. I've never seen that before. Sandy Watson, Maya, Nelson, Steven, Katarina, Francisco, Howie, Kasha, Sam, Kevin, Janine, Pascal, Charles, Manya, Santiago, Nick, Rosev, not sure if that's Rosev or Roosevelt, and Marty. Appreciate you guys. Hair gel looks great. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. And Josha, who hopped on here late. You will have to catch the replay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. And I'll see you back inside Millionaire Mafia. Take care, guys.